Morning, folks. Welcome to the Joey Show. I'm Joey Avery. Exciting program for you today. The Winter Olympics are wrapped up. We went out on a high note. USA men's team has won the gold medal in hockey, following in the footsteps of the USA women's team. And most importantly, and what I think is great, is that the country was able to come together and enjoy a beautiful sports moment, a historic sports moment, one that happened, a gold medal in men's hockey for the first time since one of the other great moments in American history, the Miracle on Ice. And for me, what was great about it is how people were able to enjoy it for 43 minutes flat. We had something nice, and it was a chance at unity, a chance to feel good, a chance to have some fucking pride. And then just like that, it turned into a simmering, boiling fight that has continued online ever since. Now, I'll give you a little bit of backdrop. If somehow you haven't gathered this, after Team USA won, immediately what happened is they paid homage to fallen team member Johnny Gaudreau. They brought his children out onto the ice after he and his brother were tragically killed by a drunk driver, and that was nice, and it was a good moment. It was one of those moments where you're like, yes, sports, they are beautiful. They do bring us together. They bring a tear to this grown man's eye. And then FBI Director Kash Patel waddled his unwelcome, cross-eyed ass into the locker room to party with the team, looking like the biggest dork of all time. And then President Trump called the gentleman to congratulate them and made a joke where he said, you do know this. Unfortunately, I have to invite the women's team as well, or they'll probably impeach me if I don't invite the women. And some of the guys laughed, and what that did was set off a firestorm on the internet. And as usual, you have people in a few different camps. Some of them are like still listening to Free Bird by Leonard Skinner, and are like, if this upsets you at all, it's just because you're a snowflake pussy-ass bitch. No wonder we don't invite women everywhere. The only women you can invite to the island are the young ones because they don't get all uppity. That's a take. You also have the other side, which is like, fuck this men's team. I knew they were MAGA. They're all pieces of shit. I've even seen some like girl power memes going around with like, what if women didn't support men's hockey? Well, what if moms didn't bring their sons to hockey? We could just eliminate all of it. I mean, I have seen the takes, the crazy takes. And I think most people, I can't speak for everybody, but I do think I have an understanding of what the common sense opinion is. And no, that doesn't mean the centrist opinion. It doesn't always mean you're placating everybody. But I think the average person probably looks at this and looks at the video of Trump making the joke. And I'll play the video right now.
We'll do it at the White House. What would really be cool, and we'll do the White House the next day. We'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. I do believe I probably would be impeached, okay? But anyway, if you could...
And people look at that and they go, well, that's a gross thing for the president to say. And sure, ideally, do people not laugh in that moment? But do you not also hear people in that moment, the second he brings up the women's team, saying, 2 for 2, 2 for 2, holding it down for the women? And then some people laughing, and people are like, how could you ever laugh at that joke? I am sorry, I'm going to tell you this right now. I, listening to it, think it's not funny, and I think it's disrespectful, and the president shouldn't say it because it adds to a stigma against women's sports that is not good. Also, if I had won the gold medal and was injecting Miller Lite into my face and was as pumped and happy as I've probably been in my entire life, and the president of the United States calls in, whether it's Donald Trump or fucking Kim Jong-un, and they say something that is that unexpected, and just on a speakerphone while I'm hammering a beer in the background, I'm gonna laugh. Not because I'm supporting it, but when I first saw it on my own phone, my reaction was this, and you don't even have enough of this video for it to go. My reaction on my own phone was, oh my God. That was my reaction. Now, given time to digest it and think about all of it, I can go, not a great joke, and ideally something that you wouldn't laugh at. But after you win a gold medal and you're getting shit pumped off lattes, you're going to have a giggle. Now, should Kash Patel have been there? No, he's the director of the FBI. They should be doing illegal drugs in there. He should be arresting them. The guy is a dweeb. The guy is a dork. The guy is a problem. It is not the player's fault that he was in there. And yeah, I'm sure some of them support him and perhaps have differing political ideologies than most of us. I also don't pay them to ever know that. We've always known in this country, in every country, that if you make politics everything, it will ruin everything. We want to connect over certain things. When I watch an athlete, I am blown away by the beauty of what they're able to do, the gutsiness of Jack Hughes scoring a goal with his 2 teeth missing, the incredible dancing, figure skating of Alyssa Liu, who, you know, if you missed that story, fucking shout out to the Bay, Oakland ass, biatch holding it down, the shit. A great story that made everyone feel good. Stopped skating for a while because it wasn't working for her, and then she fucking came back and just did it her own way and was free and was amazing. Yeah, it was awesome. We can be bonded over what they are great at beyond anything else without now trying to find out what they think about things that they haven't had as much time to pay attention to. This was not supposed to be a political moment. Now, whoever allowed Kash Patel in, whoever wasn't looking out for those players, made a mistake. Kash Patel made a mistake. Donald Trump made a mistake by making that joke. I don't think it was wrong of him to invite them to the State of the Union. Fine, come in, have a nice moment, whatever. It's not about politics. Just have one nice thing. Enjoy one nice thing. May we, can we, should we? We should. Invite Alyssa Liu. Have her come. She fucking balled out too. You know who we're not going to invite? Eileen fucking Goo, traitor. It's fine. It was unfair what happened to those guys. Sure, could they have done better in that? Sure. But here's the real question. Is this what we want everything to be? Because we are in a situation where the incentives of everybody creating content, I'm sitting down and talking about it, are to discuss the controversy, or to make it political, or to take little pieces from it. I mean, I've seen people being like, this is a huge win for Jewish people because they scored a goal, and everyone's just turning it into their thing and good and enjoy that. But also just, can we do it from a positive perspective? Can we enjoy it? Can we just enjoy things, please? A lot of people wonder why Kash Patel was in there when he's done a horrible job of his job. We got goddamn newscasters' moms getting fucking kidnapped. Not doing a good job there. Bungled the immediate response to the Charlie Kirk shooting. Has done a incredibly bad job with the Epstein files based on him saying that there's nothing there. Then us finding out there's a lot of that there after making it his whole thing. I'm going to run on it. I'm going to expose. And then he doesn't expose any of it. And while we are all learning things and trying to piece together the horrific things that are clearly happening in this in this nation across the globe, and that the FBI would have some power over doing, he is, of course, on a private jet to Milan Cortina off in Italy, apparently on business, but also hucking beers and watching hockey, and in the locker room again for reasons that surprise all of us. And this whole time he's also flying all around because his girlfriend is like a singer, and he's going to her concerts and all this. And what has really happened is he wants to be an influencer. That's what he wants. He doesn't want to run the FBI. He wants to be basically an OnlyFans slut. He wants clout, baby. He wants to be clouted up. This guy's a fucking nerd. He's got eyes going two different directions. He sounds like he's been sucking off a helium balloon. He's not athletic. He's not interesting. The reason that he got the FBI director job is not because he's smart. He's not shown himself to be competent. People on both sides of the aisle understand that. The reason he's the director of the FBI is because he's very good at sucking Trump's cock, and wrote a children's book about how Daddy Trump saves everyone from big, scary Russia and media. And all he does is speak the language of the feeble-minded narcissist. All he does is suck the right cock at the right time. He's not been good at anything else his entire life, and now he's getting what he actually wants, which is a little bit of clout, a little bit of respect, and he likes hockey. He wants to be involved with hockey. Maybe he can make hockey his thing. Oh my God, there's a hockey moment. There's a USA moment. I want to insert myself into the middle of it because all I want is to be an influencer, because all I want is clout, because I'm a little fame goblin. I'm a slut, and I'm not talented. I'm not smart, and I'm a bitch. And I will ruin a moment of national unity to do it. You're a disgrace. That's a disgrace. I blame him. The hockey players. Look, again, I hate the guy. You just heard my rant. I don't like the guy. If I was on Team USA and I'm pounding beers and he walks in, I'm not going to be like, hey, shut off the music. Why is FBI man here? I don't support the administration. I'm literally just going to go, bah, bah. There's a reality of life when you're partying, and it's not always pretty, and it's not always tied in to your ethical, political, moral framework, and I don't know what theirs is, and we're reading a lot into it. I don't think he should have been there, and it's his fault because he wants clout. That's what's happening. These are the people, to get into a position in government doing one of those jobs, you got to be up to something. You got to want something. And these days, in the fame era that we are in, and especially with this particular administration and what they value, which is just saying the right thing on Twitter, which is just saying fuck the media, which is just saying the actual enemy is the media, is the Democrats. That's the actual enemy, and we can use that as a reason to deflect from, oh, if you're concerned about the Epstein files, it's just because you're brainwashed by the media. Well, that allows you to do whatever you want. It allows you to do whatever you want because you've made a common enemy. A common enemy is the real thing that brings people together. It's why the Miracle on Ice stood the test of time. A, because it wasn't in the social media era where we're leaking calls and finding out the politics of everyone on that team. But B, because we were like, Russia is the enemy. Well, now we're fighting 7 different people at once. No one even knows why we're mad at who? Venezuela, Iran, who? I don't know who we're mad. So the common enemy for some people can just be the media. The common enemy for other people can just be Trump. The common enemy is inside the building, and that's why people had a hard time enjoying a moment of national unity. And when I say people, I mean the people of the online set. Go over and talk to your friend's dad and mom about this. They're probably, hopefully, just like, well, that was fun. I hope so. But they're all in it for clout. That's what Kash Patel wants. He wants to be an influencer. That's all he ever wanted. He didn't want to be the man who founded the FBI, Edgar Hoover. He wanted power. And I'm not saying that's better, but he was better at his job. He was a paranoid man who wanted power. He wanted to be able to spy on people within the United States, and he also wanted to conceal his probably gay identity. That had some negative outcomes, and the FBI's history is very checkered, but at least he was good at it. This guy's running around trying to get likes and clicks. He's trying to outshine his influencer wife. What are we doing? Sorry, girlfriend. Not even his wife. He was like, the media is not actually going to say when our relationship is kind of going to go at our own pace. Well, am I paying you to go to concerts? What is happening? So it really is, and I if there's one thing that we know on this show, it's that I am a prophet. I prophesy things, I say things, the things end up being right, and it just is what it is. On the last episode, I titled it "The Olympics That Killed Patriotism." We talked about Eileen Gu. We talked about how some athletes are deeming it patriotic to speak against the country, and how people who are mad at that, the people who are patriotic, but patriotic blind, like just patriotism at all times, kind of make it hard for everyone to get on board with patriotism. Sometimes what happened since then was exactly what I was talking about. It was exactly what I was talking about. And I was like, but dude, I just want to feel good. I just want to have a moment where I'm like, can we just, it's the Olympics. Let's go USA. Dude, Alyssa Liu was a really exciting, go USA for me. Go the Bay. Go the Bay. Yay. Fun, joy, happiness. Team USA wins. Excitement across the board, across the nation. People waking up. I'm watching Instagram stories. People woke up 5 a.m. 5 a.m. to watch that game. 5 a.m. to watch that game and cheer them on, and then watch them honor one of the best players on their team who was killed far too young. Honor that. That is a sports moment. That is a heroic moment. And it was beautiful, and it still is beautiful, but now I feel like only a certain type of person feels like they can enjoy the beauty, and it's too bad. And their actions were imperfect, but I'm just saying it was not their fault. People are overlooking the fact that people in that exact clip were trying to gas up the ladies, and I believe that. And when you listen to Ellen Hughes, the mother of the two boys who were on Team USA and who is part of USA women's hockey, who actually knows what's going on inside there, talk about the camaraderie, the support, all the support between, it's just not what we're making it. And look, guys, and I do this so you don't have to. I have sat and I have watched the takes. And I know the take that comes after the take I just gave you. Because the next take is like, we women are sick of it. Because we've seen public support. And then you get behind our backs and you laugh and you guys are pieces of shit. And I'm just telling you, that little clip, that little moment of what you do when a president says something where you go, what the fuck just happened? Maybe some of them meant it. I don't think you should take that to the bank. Now, I talked a little bit about the concept of a common enemy. It's what unites us, right? It's what made the initial Miracle on Ice so strong. It's what people use in their political movements. Like I said, if you watch any of the State of the Union, Trump's literally just like, I'm great, and everyone who disagrees with me is an idiot, and they're ruining everything. And if you don't believe that I'm great, it's just because you're an idiot, and you're listening to idiots who believe that I ruin everything. Common enemy, okay? It's what makes you strong. It's also the greatest weakness of this country in the internet age. We know countries around the world have invested time and money into sticking stuff into our algorithms that will further divide us. And the people within our country that have built those algorithms do not care and will not change, because all they want is what is viral and what is being interacted with and what people are going to talk about. And you know what? A nice story lasts for a little bit, but a controversy can last for a long time. So be careful when you see what is happening, when a common enemy is being made for you. And don't always immediately play into it. I think it is important to note, as I've been defending these athletes, because I think that this moment and what they've done has become a left-right thing in a very unfortunate way, despite, maybe you don't put a medal on the fucking weird dweeb Indian man who walked in there, I guess. But I don't think that the men's and women's teams are nearly as divided as people are about them. And I think that there are things to celebrate. I think it is fucking amazing that the men and women have both won gold medals. It's rare for the men, not for the women. USA women's hockey has been very good for a very long time. But just as we don't have any controversy surrounding Alyssa Liu, maybe we can try and take a few nice moments away from these Olympics and not let them divide you the way they want to. When you look at Trump and when you look at Kash Patel and you go, why the fuck are they there? Maybe the reason they're there is because they know exactly that. And they don't want to give a win to America. They want to give a win to themselves at the expense of everybody involved. All right, folks, tour dates, joeyavery.com/live. Come on out and see me on the road. Let's read a few off because we got some new ones coming down the pipe. Nashville was so much fun last weekend. We'll talk about it. It was a great time. Upcoming shows: Vegas, Salt Lake, Minneapolis, Calgary, Naples, Dania Beach, Dallas, Bernalillo, Cleveland, Rosemont, Tempe, Edmonton, Charlotte. Getting a lot of tickets up because we are getting ready for my special, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be March 8th. Joey Avery, live in San Francisco, my debut special, filmed at the San Francisco Punchline. It's going to be live March 8th on my YouTube channel. That is going to be, I'll talk about that in a little bit. And also, if you want to go to that YouTube channel right now, that's my stand-up channel, which is youtube.com/Joey Avery. I just released a new show called Away Games, which is a little comedy travel show, a little bit of vlog stuff, a little bit of crowd work, improvised local jokes, all this stuff from a weekend that I can show you that isn't going into another special, and just kind of bring you on the road with me. So the first episode is live. It's from Portland. Bear with us as we figure it out. We're kind of, toying with a few things. It's, not that easy to try and basically produce a fucking television show with two people, me and my boy Tim Young on the road. So working out some kinks, but having a great time. Let's talk special a little bit, shall we? Before jumping back into politics, we have a Candace Owens versus Erika Kirk situation that is just going to be dominating the internet and is indicative of a very unique moment in our history and time as a country. But first, special release date is going to be March 8th on my YouTube channel. And I'm pumped to finally get this out there, man. I shot this in June, and it has just been a process of so many things. I mean, fully self-produced, paid for the whole thing in terms of enlisting different people. Shout out to Tim Young for helping. Shout out to Kyle K.A. from Don't Tell Comedy for helping and bringing in some people that help with their production. Sam on the edit. Cameron, everybody, like just a huge group of people came together. But it's a lot. And when you're doing everything 100% yourself, which is the situation that I'm in as I sit in my apartment looking at two different cameras and a fucking everything, it's a lot. And, I get a thumbnail. And I promise this is not just going to be really boring back-end shit. But I think it's helpful for people to understand the process so that you can realize the work that goes into it. I think it's valuable for comedians, young comics to understand, and I also think it's valuable for people who aren't in comedy at all, but you're really used to seeing the end result of something, and you're really used to seeing something come out and being like, no, that's so cool, man. Like, their life must be fun, and it's like, Well, yeah, of course, there's the decade of writing jokes and eating shit at shows and whatever that goes into it, and then the stress of selling the tickets so that, you don't bomb at the special, and it's worth it with all the money that you've personally put up from working a day job earlier in your life, because comedy as an industry right now, it would be impossible to have, to self-create the ability to fund something at the level that I wanted to. And then all of a sudden you get it taped and you're like, all right, that feels good. And then you got to watch it multiple times, go through edits. And when you get an edit, go, hey, is that color from this angle and that angle off? Hey, why did we go to this angle here? Hey, there was a weird glitch here. Where even with great editors, you're catching tiny things. Hey, this sound was off. I heard a little thing here. Do we need this? Do we need that? Then I'm like, okay, I just want to, I can chill now. And then it's like your professional thumbnail person sends you something and you're like, this isn't even close. So then I'm taking this and I'm sending it to people that I found on the internet that do it cheaper. And I'm like, well, this isn't that good, but maybe if I take this from this and that from that, and then I take it into my own Photoshop and try out all these fonts and put it all together. And it's like, all this shit is annoying. None of it is my expertise. It's not my joy. It's not my love. It's not why I got into this. But it's a job. And like every job, it requires work. It requires stress. It requires moments of self-doubt and hopefully moments of victory. And I thought about partnering with a larger group to distribute it, and there's a lot of safety in that. There's a lot of excitement in that. It's like, if I partner with this group, I know I'll get in front of a bunch more stand-up fans, and I know a lot more people will see it. But at the end of the day, they didn't put up the money. They weren't part, and it's not that, we talked near at the end, but it's like, I did all this by myself, and I with a team that I built, obviously. But I mean, it was self-engineered, and if it does what I hope it does, then I think it'll just be more powerful if it's a fully independent, self-made, self-started, self-funded, self-fucking thumbnail edited everything. And if it fails, then I've only got myself to hate. And I don't mean to put a negative on the back end of it. No, I think it'll do well. I'm excited for you guys to see it, especially the fucking 12, especially the 12. But there's benefits and drawbacks to doing stuff like this in the internet age. I think the benefits are just that. You don't have to wait for anybody. If I went around and I had to wait on HBO, Netflix, Hulu, all these people to give me something, there would be no special. And I'd still be with this hour, and I wouldn't have developed an entirely new one. I was able to do this myself. But it also means that I'm working siloed in my own space, wondering about it. You have the self-doubt, you have all this, but all that intense energy is kind of exhilarating. And if it goes well, it'll be all the more rewarding, and it will be something that I will just be the most proud of, because I know I did it my way. I did it with my small, hastily put together team of people that I love. And if it is successful at all, it will be because the core group of people, the people who have supported me, if you're listening at this point in the fucking podcast, that's you, will have been the people that pushed it out, that commented, that liked, that supported, that did all that. And then the win is something that will feel like it was ours. And that's cool, and that is more beautiful, and it is more powerful. And if Netflix wanted it, they could have it tomorrow. But still, it's cool. World building and having a few people that ride with you is the most important thing you can do these days, because the algorithm is feast or famine. It's up and down, and it's making sure that you're putting out whatever version of you feels authentic enough that other people can connect to it. And that requires a lot of really tedious work, and it requires doing stuff that you never cared about. And I have friends that I talk to all the time, like, I didn't get into fucking stand-up to be building thumbnails. I'm like, yeah, I didn't either. You think I want to be on the phone talking with people about preferred fonts? Am I a fucking scribe? Do I look like one of the apostles? Am I transcribing a Bible? Who am I? Who do you think I am? You think I want to care about font? I have to care about font because it's my only way right now. And people are like, well, no, just like put it out and make it good. I already did that. I did that in June. I spent all my time making the hour good, but then you perform it, and then guess what, fuckface? You have 8 months of the other bullshit. So get used to being at your computer, get used to making a bunch of decisions a day, and when something's not feeling right, learn how to fucking edit and do shit yourself so that you can get it somewhat closer to what you want. Because that's the industry that you're in, and it's very freeing, and it's also very, very feeling trapped at the same time. It's just a new world, and we're living in it. But I'm excited to share this with all you guys, and much as I'm excited to put out the away games that I already put up, that I already explained. So yeah, go to my other YouTube now, subscribe, make sure you're ready for the special. On March 8th, going to do like a premiere, so it'll be like a live watch, and I will be in there reacting, chatting with you guys, talking, and you guys can comment, and I'll be in there. And if you're busy at the time that I choose, I bet it's going to be something like 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, prime time, Sunday night, no football. Come on, baby. Then open it up and watch it live, or put it up on your screen and just have it rolling. And then come back and watch it later, because that helps. And because, as we know, based on the fact this fan base is known as the 12, there's not that many of us. But very excited to share it with you guys, and also really pumped for having the new hour, which, is really fucking fun. And so whenever you watch this special and you see ticket dates for new things coming next, awesome. Just realize is already a brand new show. Nothing from the hour is being told on the road right now, and it is fun. All right, back to some political shit. This Candace Owens versus Erika Kirk thing is going to be gobbling up some airwaves. It's just if I know the world like I know it, that's just how it's going to work. Let's watch the trailer for the new Candace Owens series.
Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building.
After being shot at Utah Valley University.
The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erika Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
We are conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm going to touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company.
What is going on?
We have nothing to hide. My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
This is the most America in 2026 thing possible. I don't know who they hired to cut. I don't know who stopped cutting trailers for Marvel movies to cut a podcast trailer about a recently created widow via public execution of a political figure, but they are good at their job, and people are going to watch. Now, this is where I do fundamentally what makes this show unsuccessful. And I give you the most lukewarm take possible, okay? Are you fired up for another episode of Joey Show Lukewarm Takes, where I say something that can't even be used as a clip because it's too reasonable? Get ready, because here it comes. If you pay attention to the stuff that is being said about Erika Kirk, a lot of it does not add up. It is very confusing. The whole, hey, she was the head of a pageant group in Romania that was kicked out, and she's been barred from it because of child sex trafficking allegations. The general behavior since he passed, all of it has been crazy. This trailer piques the interest. A lot of answers that people want answered are in there, and that is good and it is compelling. But holy shit, are we sure? Because if we're wrong about any of these things, then we've set up very lucrative cottage industries around destroying a widow who has set up a very lucrative cottage industry around her own husband's death. And is any of this okay? And does any of it feel good as we're engaging in it? These are questions to ask ourselves. Now, here's the problem. With Candace, you got to be careful. You got to be careful with Candace Owens because she latches onto things, and she's very good at creating narrative structure, and she's very good at broadcasting, and she's good at digging and finding, but she is not an honest broker. She does not, of course, seek to fully get to the bottom of things. She seeks to create a really compelling piece of docudrama in podcast form. The conclusions are baked in. Everything else comes in to support them. That's how she does it. And if we engage in this, then we are all enjoying this at the expense of someone who has lost their husband, which doesn't feel good. But neither do her lies. So what are we supposed to do as Americans in this situation? Do we grab our popcorn and just sit and watch and engage in this? Well, we can't bury our heads in the sand, not when she's running around, as noted in that documentary clip, putting up recreations of the tent her husband got shot in so she can sell hats. But is any of this okay? Does any of it make you feel good? The answer, of course, is no. When you get to the bottom of the internet, the answer is no. What the internet gives you is too much at all times until you say yuck and then go back and try to be with a family member. There's so much. You can get so deep in the internet that you're like, I need to hold an old person's hand. If I could just be around an aging, dying, touching grass is for people who aren't deep enough. There's a new level of internet brain where you need some real life shit to pull you out of the insanity online, and you're like, I can't touch grass anymore. I need to hold the hand of a dying relative. I need to touch Gam Gam is what I need to do. I need to touch Gam Gam. I must touch a Gam Gam or a Peepaw. That's what I need, because that will bring me back to reality. That's where we are. And that's where clips like this get us. Now, this Clavicular gentleman, we've avoided talking about on the show. He gets enough press. He gets enough coverage. If you don't know, because I do think this show really is, to expand on my previous concept, it is lukewarm takes pertaining to the chronically online world digested for those who only kind of might know what's going on, right? Again, an unsuccessful idea. An internet property for people who don't want to be online that much. Good. But I'm sure there's like a dad driving home right now who's like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't have time to. In fact, I hope this reaches him right now. Augie, this is for you. Augie, this is for you. I know a dad. He's successful. He's got a career. He's got 3 kids. He doesn't know who Clavicular is. He's about to learn. Good for you. You're about to learn this. So this guy, he's called a looks maxer. All right. Now, maxing in general is this online concept where it's like you're trying to reach a higher degree of something. So if you were, hey, I'm trying to sleep max. I'm going to put earplugs in and cover my eyes with the blackout shades. I'm sleep maxing. Chinese maxing is big right now. People are Chinese maxing all the place. All the place. I just did it right there. I'm all over the place. Mr. Chow's. Do you guys know Mr. Chow's? I'm going to give you guys this. This is going to be a little piece of Bay Area lore for you guys. If you didn't grow up in the Bay Area around the time I did, you might not know a lot about Mr. Chow's. But Mr. Chow's occupies a huge space in my brain because he would just go, I'm all over the place. And that exists in my brain every day of my life. Whenever I think about saying I'm all over the place, or when I think about things that are all over the place, I just hear Mr. Chow going, I'm all over the place. Mr. Chow certainly would not be allowed to put this on the air these days. Mr. Chow Chinese fast food commercial. This is like a particular Bay Area, maybe even South Bay.
Mr. Chow's.
That's me.
Mr. Chow's.
Back.
Chow down at Mr. Chow's. Mr. Chow's Chinese fast food.
I'm back with Mr. Chow.
That's me.
There have been some big changes at Mr. Chow's. You've now gone to all white chicken breast meat.
That's right.
Healthier, leaner, juicier, and of course, delicious.
And no fat.
And with combo plates starting at under $5 for lunch and dinner, where do we find you?
I'm all over the place.
Mr. Chow's Chinese fast food.
Did they even hit the chow down at Mr. Chow's Chinese fast food? That might have been an abbreviated version of the commercial, but you get it. Fuck, that nostalgia was good. Holy shit. That hit me like this, like, there's like a washed out map, and it just shows like where I grew up, and there's like, oh, Mr. Chow's like in fucking down in San Jose, dude. I'm all over the place. The nostalgia, see, I'm nostalgia maxing. The nostalgia is so strong, I even miss when people had such myths about health that they were like, oh, thank God there's no fat in the all-white chicken breast that you've candy-coated in glazed orange sauce. What are we doing, Mr. Chow? We've changed. Now Mr. Chow would be like, I'm 7 Liver King and Bone Marrow. Liver King's done now. It's people like Malibu Fit Max. Let's do Malibu Fit Max in a moment, but we're really doing an internet segment here, and it is beautiful. So we're nostalgia maxing. Now Clavicular is looks maxing. His whole thing is like, you gotta be hot, right? And everyone knows being hot is helpful, but he's like, you gotta be hot. It's the only thing that matters. And so he talks about things where he's like, he hits his face in a hammer because he's like, it actually like kind of like grinds your bones down and it makes him build back strong. None of it's true, right? None of it's true. And he's like, drinking's actually like gay because it makes you fat. So what I actually do is meth because it makes you skinny because being hot is the most important thing. He's like, I would vote for Gavin Newsom because he mogs, right? Mogging means like taking up the frame, like looking better than somebody, looking significantly fitter, better, more stylish than people around you. You know, I've been mogging for my whole life, frankly. But sometimes you get mogged, and that's just life. So he's looks maxing, not Chinese maxing. Now, Chinese maxing is just maximizing your Chinese attributes. China is very hot right now. People are talking about, you met me at a very Chinese time in my life. And that's true for me. I've had lower, I've broke my ankle, I've torn my Achilles, so I've been doing squats, like, not like obviously squats in the gym, but like I wake up in the morning and I look out the window and I get sunlight into my face and I just do the Asian squat as if I was a 230-year-old man who just stepped out of a dragon to huck a dart on the side of a freeway. So I just do full squats. I Chinese max sometimes, and people talk about Chinese maxing in different ways. I don't know, drinking tea, hot water, I don't know, doing math. I don't really know. But you can max in all these things, and the internet has, for all the negative stuff that I say, created these fun subcultures and fun moments. It's not always people saying men hate women because the Indian FBI director waddled into their party looking cross-eyed. Some of it is like Chinese maxing, fun. Inside jokes. Look, we all know something. We're learning. Are you having fun, Augie? So here's Clavicular. Listen to this.
Would Charlie Kirk have gotten assassinated if he were Chad? Well, probably not, and here's why. Good-looking people experience something called the halo effect, so it's quite possible that if Charlie were to be better looking, someone wouldn't have hated him enough to assassinate him. What happened to him is quite terrible, and this might be an insensitive video to make, but I'm really trying to bring awareness to how brutal the black pill is. Looks really are going to determine the quality of your life to a high degree, so if you're not doing everything you can to maximize them, you're missing out.
This is our new star. This is our new star. So as much as I want to debate the whether or not Candace Owens is going to have the appropriate ethics to do a nonpartisan, reasonable investigation into the very troubling allegations about Erika Kirk's potential connection to things. Yes, she randomly appears in like a CIA training video. There's a lot of weird shit. Sounds like I'm crazy. Look it up. I don't have time to do the research right now. Maybe next week. But Candace is doing it. I don't know if she has the ethics to do it. I would like to think that maybe some legacy media could pick it up with some journalistic standards. It would be interesting. It would be good, no? But none of that matters anymore because there's a new generation, because we have people in wife beaters named Clavicular who has recently partied in a club listening to the Hail Hitler song. Yeah, whatever. And he is looks maxing so hard that he knows he needs to make a informational, intellectual video about Charlie Kirk's death by noting that if he wasn't so chopped, he might have gotten through it. That's what he's saying. And we laugh now. Ha ha ha. So goofy. What's stopping him from being president? I'm being honest. That's so ridiculous. Yeah, he's probably going to fall. He's like anyone. I'm sure he's going to fall off. They all fall off. We all fall off. Fine. But right now, he's all over the place. Like Mr. Chow. And the way that you become president in this country used to be having star power cloaked in an elevated intellect, an ability to speak coherently and interestingly about issues. John F. Kennedy Jr., yeah, he's a star. People love him. Marilyn Monroe was throwing that fucking puss upon the boy. Pussy clut. But when you listen to him talk about things, he had really interesting views on foreign policy. He spoke eloquently. He spoke to the better angels of America. He tried to elevate the discourse. And this was how America operated when you got a newspaper once a day and you sat on a fucking train and read it in a top hat before going home and beating your wife. And the last part I disagreed with then and I disagree with it now. But there was an assumption that we were trying to be smart. That assumption is gone. We are now trying to be dumb. We are trying to be hot. We are trying to mog. We want to be influencers. The director of the FBI does not care about directing the FBI. He doesn't know what it stands for. He wants to be at the game. He wants to be in the video. He wants to be at the concert. He wants the clout. And the people with the clout can wander in and use it however they want. Now, this guy is a fucking idiot. He's a tool. He's stupid. I don't even think he's hot. How about that? I think he's ugly. Boo. I'm hotter than him. I'll say it. I'd mog him any day. Any day. Because I have a more natural look. What me? This old thing? What me and my neon top? What this old thing? A little Southern Belle like me? It's a more natural look. But he is popular, and people are paying attention to him. And those people will grow a little bit older, and they'll remember him. And as he grows a little bit older, he will change. He will realize he cannot mog anymore. He will realize his looks maxing has reached the end. And if he wants to remain all over the place like Mr. Chow, he's going to have to try something else. He's not going to be able to looks max anymore. He's going to get older. But he's going to have an audience, and he's going to know how to fire them up. He's going to study the algorithm. He's going to see what works. He's going to talk about the issues of the day. This is what Trump did. He came up in a post-intellectual America when we were just embracing the little trash piggy fucktards that we are. We were starting to realize reality TV is kind of naughty. Oh, you're fired. No, you're fired. You're fired. Bah. And he was just a goofy guy, crazy hair. Bah. Just a goofy guy with crazy hair. I'll sell you a thing. Bah, you're fired. Bah. But he paid enough attention to Twitter. He paid enough attention to what was happening online. And finally, he became the guy who was like, yeah, I'll fucking say it. I'll say it. No one's going to say it. I'll say it. You can't be a man anymore. These fucking broads. These goddamn illegals. They come here. They rape our women. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it. No one else will say it. He understood that. He's saying what no one else would say. That's what he's doing now. In a world where everyone is saying everything, how do you say what no one else is saying? You say, if Charlie Kirk was hot, he wouldn't have got shot. And you have a brand, you have a concept, you looks max, being hot is important. It's always been true, but yeah, I'll say it. Well, eventually, yeah, I'll say it wins you the presidency. Could he do it? Well, he looks like he could. He looks like he could. But what happens when you have a president that's willing to say the unsayable? Well, you end up in a locker room making a joke that makes at least 50% of the country feel like shit during a moment that 100% of us should feel good about. I wish that the people that were all over the place were at least Chinese maxing like Mr. Chow instead of rage maxing and trying to ruin the few good moments this country has left. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy your weeks of looks maxing, Chinese maxing. Here we always North Korea max on the podcast. Shout out to Kim Jong-un for another successful election. Happy for you, bud. Of course, friend of the program. Shout out to Hunty B. As always, thank you very much. This has been The Joey Show. I'm Joey Avery. Good night.
Thank God I have a podcast.